Today we are continuing with patterns by looking at geometric patterns. Please copy down the standard benchmark indicator on a clean page in your math notebook. The student will investigate and apply strategies to recognize and describe the change between terms in a geometric pattern. As we work with our geometric or shape patterns, we're going to start off with simple ones and build more complicated ones. So on the first one here on the tongue twister, we have a triangle pointing to the right, a triangle pointing down, a triangle pointing to the left, and a triangle pointing up. Then the pattern starts all over again. So we have a triangle pointing to the right. So our next shape, if we go back and look at the beginning of the pattern, is going to be a triangle pointing down. For the next one, the first P, we have a white square, followed by a black square, followed by a white square, followed by a black square. So the next shape in our pattern is going to be a white square. For the second P, we have a triangle pointing to the right, triangle pointing to the left, triangle pointing to the right, triangle pointing to the left, triangle pointing to the right. So we're going to get a triangle pointing to the left. And then for the fourth one here down at the bottom, we have a diamond, heart, diamond, heart. So we know our next shape is going to be a diamond. For describe the patterns, we're going to draw the next figure in each pattern, then write a sentence describing each pattern. So we start with number 1. We go arrow to the left. It rotates 90 degrees clockwise, so it's pointing up now. Rotates 90 degrees clockwise, so it's pointing to the right. Rotates 90 degrees clockwise, pointing to the bottom. And if we keep the rotating, if it rotates one more time, 90 degrees, it's going to end up back where we started. So we're going to draw the very first arrow pointing to the left again. Then we have to write a rule. So in this case, the arrow is rotating 90 degrees clockwise each time. The other way to say it is the arrow is rotating a quarter turn to the right every time. For number 2, we have the arrow pointing to the left, arrow pointing to the right, arrow pointing to the left, arrow pointing to the right. So we're going to draw in arrow pointing to the left. So the arrow flips back and forth pointing to the left and then to the right, and it keeps going back and forth like that. For number 3, we have our little black square is rotating 1 square clockwise each time. So it starts in the top right, goes to bottom right, bottom left, top left. So we know in our next shape it's going to be back in the top right. So for a sentence, we're going to write the black square rotates clockwise 1 box each time. So for 4, we have a circle, and each one, the line inside the circle is shifting. So it starts out at a diagonal, then it goes horizontal, then it goes diagonal, then it goes horizontal. So our next shape is going to be to go diagonal again. So for a sentence, we're going to write the line inside the circle alternates between diagonal and horizontal. Please make sure you filled out both sections completely and then glue this in your math notebook.